Snow White. One very cold winter, a baby girl was born to a king who called her Snow White. Her face was white as snow, her hair as dark as night, and her lips were red as blood. Although he was very happy with his lovely daughter, the king was also sad, because the queen had just died.
The queen died. You see, this is the queen.
Snow White grew from a little baby into the most beautiful girl.
This is Snow White.
After a year, the king married again. His new queen was beautiful, but she was also very proud. She had a magic mirror that could actually talk. One day, the queen stood in front of him.
Mirror, mirror on the wall, who is the fairest of them all?
Look at the mirror. This is the mirror.
You, O queen, are beautiful.
What's pretty? Snow White.
But Snow White is even more lovely.
And she's not going to behave from the Snow White.
Yeah. It's nasty.
At this, the proud queen flew into a rage. She could not bear it that Snow White was more beautiful than she was. She called a huntsman to her chamber.
I want you to take Snow White into the forest and kill her.
She said.
Bring me her heart, so that I will know she is dead.
The huntsman was too frightened of the queen to disobey, but he took pity on the little princess and let her live. He took back a deer's heart instead.
When you hear that, we say, turn the pages. Stop. When you hear
The
that,
huntsman left Snow White all alone in the forest.
This is Snow White in
She
the
was
forest.
terrified of the slightest noise and imagined fierce and hungry animals behind every bush. Softly and silently, she tiptoed through the forest, hoping to find a friendly face or a warm shelter. At last, just as it was getting dark, she came upon a little clearing in the woods. And in the clearing, she saw a tidy little house.
See? It's our house. Okay, let's see.
To her surprise, there was no one in. There was a table set with little plates, spoons, knives, and forks.
And Snow White ate
There
in
was
the
a small
house.
mug
See?
at each plate.
Because there's
And there
nobody
were
inside.
7 little beds in the bedroom, each tidily made.
And then we
Although
went.
she had not been invited in,
No.
Snow White was so hungry
So
and
a
thirsty
bed.
that she ate some food
So
off
we
each
ate and
plate
then we slept on
and
the
drank
bed.
something from each
See?
mug.
You see?
When she had finished, she felt so tired that all she could do was lie down on one of the beds
See?
and fall
Lie down
fast
in the bed.
asleep.
Okay, let's do.
At the end of the day,
No.
the 7 dwarves who lived there came home from the mine.
So they came home.
They were all tired and hungry and looking
These are the
forward to
owners of the
supper.
house. You see this?
When they saw what Snow White had done,
It's a
they
family.
were very cross.
Okay?
That's a mess.
So they're angry with Snow White.
Eaten our
Because Snow White ate and slept in the bed. Okay?
You're angry?
So they're angry. Look what
But when
happened.
they saw Snow White asleep in the bed, they could not
And
be
they saw
angry
Snow
anymore.
White sleeping. You see?
She looked so tired,
Snow
said
White
one,
was sleeping in the bed.
Just like a real princess.
said another.
We must let her rest.
They agreed.
Why not sleep on the sofa?
Next morning, when she awoke, Snow White told them her sorry tale.
You must stay here.
They all said.
So they no longer
Until
angry
we are
with Snow
sure
White.
that you are safe to
Then
return
stay in the
home.
house. Okay? Emily.
Back at the castle, the queen turned to her magic mirror,
Okay?
certain that she would
This
once
is the
again
magic
have
mirror.
the fairest face in the whole world.
Mirror, mirror on the wall,
She asked.
who is the fairest one of all?
And this
Sorry.
Snow White is down. Most beautiful.
Snow White is still around. She's staying with the dwarves in the woods. And now she's even more beautiful.
Your
The
hand?
queen was enraged. She went straight to the kitchen to make a very strong potion, which she hid in an apple. Next, she dressed up as an old apple seller and set off into the woods.
No.
She found the dwarf's cottage in the clearing and knocked on the window. The dwarfs were all gone,
I thought
and Snow White was all alone.
Apple.
The queen asked.
They're very fresh and juicy.
What are you?
I am a little hungry.
When is this
But
working
no
out?
sooner had she sunk her teeth into the apple than she fell to the ground.
This is my turn.
Oh, hi. Hi, how are you? I'm
All would be back to the castle. She went straight to her room and turned
Oh,
to the
yeah.
mirror.
Mirror, mirror on the wall,
She asked,
who is the fairest one of all?
Who is the first? It says
"You,
no
oh
one.
queen,
Not the moon lady.
now that you've got rid of Snow White, you are back at number 1.
Look. You
The
think Snow White is
dwarf,
dead?
meanwhile,
Look at
came
me.
home to find Snow White lying on the floor.
See?
They could not see her breathe or move,
Oh,
and they were sure that she was
she's
dead.
dead.
You think she's dead?
They could not dare to bury her, so they made her a coffin.
Let's see what will happen to
Make
Snow
her
White.
a dead
Set it
apple.
down
What
in the
will happen
pond.
to Snow White?
Because she ate the apple.
Yeah, she ate the poison. That this
At that very moment, a rich prince was riding through the woods. He asked the dwarf what had happened.
Look, a prince
"It's
came.
such a sad story," he said, "and she is so beautiful.
She wake up.
May I take her coffin to remind me always what real beauty is?" As the dwarves lifted the coffin down, they jolted it, and the piece of poisoned apple came out of Snow White's mouth.
You see?
She woke with
The
a start
poison, with the
and
apple
sat
with the
straight
poison
up.
from you came out of the
Looking
stomach.
around.
That's why
What
she
happened?
wake up.
She
So
asked.
she's no longer
Have
dead.
I
She wake up
been
already.
dreaming?
She woke up. So when somebody
You
gives
have
you
been
food,
poisoned.
don't just eat it. There must be a poison, right?
But now it looks as though you are
Look,
better.
now she lived happily
Let
ever
me take
after
you
with
home
a
to your
prince.
father. I will make sure you come to no more
She
harm.
had a prince.
The king was overjoyed to see his daughter again,
She married
while
the
the evil
prince,
queen
right?
took one look at the brave prince and ran away. And the prince
Oh, you
and
like the,
Snow
you
White
like the girl that means
got on
her?
so well, they decided to spend the rest of their lives together.
And they live happily ever after.
The end. The end.